Yeah, absolutely. Look, the reality is we're still in a good position. Taking a point out of today, obviously our preference would be to take three and be in a position to clinch a playoff spot. But I think obviously two good goals from the group. Sweb's finish, Janine putting it back on frame, and the work that Emma does to get the ball back across. The group worked hard. We talked at halftime about a small adjustment to our press to ensure that we could still do exactly what we've trained to do throughout the week, specifically when they get into that back three. And then talked a little bit about in possession and them sitting off us a little bit more than maybe we predicted that they would. But overall, still feel like we're in control. We're back home for our last match, obviously international break, back home against Bay, and we still feel like obviously we're in a good spot. So yeah, I think look at the game, grabbed a point from the game. Again, I think it's obvious that our preference would have been to grab three, but we still feel like we're in a good spot as a group. And now it's the last match of the season at home. That means everything.
Go ahead, Michael.
It looks like Paul may have popped up a question here. If you want to read that to him.
Yeah, I appreciate your deference on this. Paul Miles asks, how does the team maintain its urgency to win during the long international break?
Yeah, look, I think it's just in you. I think all of us as a group, knowing that this is our last match, it's at home with what's on the line. I don't think there's no need to motivate the group. The group is motivated and should be motivated. So I think obviously they go away with their national teams, have matches, have trainings, potentially different systems, of course. But we've been very diligent about who we are this year, and I think it'll be an easy shift for the players once they come back into our environment.
Go ahead, Michael.
So it looks like there was a clear tactical decision with about 15 minutes left to sit back and play a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
Um, in retrospect, is that still the right decision? And maybe the second part of that
Absolutely.
question.
Absolutely. There's not even a second thought about that. You're closing out a match away at home. I mean, excuse me, away. And absolutely, there's no second thoughts about that. You're up. And we've done it multiple times this season when we talked about not having closed games out. And I think absolutely. I mean, you're always making the best decision that you possibly can, but there's no way I would change that decision.
So maybe second part of that question is how do you then kind of make it so that you're not spending the last 15 minutes just kind of clearing balls off the line, that you can actually get a little bit of possession and take some of the pressure off so you're not under constant pressure?
Yeah, I think when you're closing out a match and you're sitting in certain shapes, you're looking for a transitional moment. So when you win it, looking to clear balls to still get opportunities in transition in those moments. But look, the group did well in it, and obviously targeting kind of where our clearances are headed and how obviously we are transitioning out of that and still an ability to get pressure on the ball. But I don't think there was anything wrong with it whatsoever.
And then last one for me, Jeff. In a microcosm, this is a really good result away at Gotham. They're a good team. How do you take that positive aspect of that and move forward in a couple weeks when you really got to go get a win at home?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously a very good side. Very good players, very well coached. Yeah, I think it's the reality is it's a point. That's the reality, and it's a good point. Obviously, everybody knows our preference with that late in the game, them scoring the equalizer. I think everybody, is it's tough to comprehend and understand and swallow. But the reality is we're in these positions now where we're playing teams that have clinched playoff spots that are sorting themselves out at the top, and we're confident in those games. So I think it showcases where we're at as a group, and we're having these conversations now. We didn't even have this opportunity last year, right? So I think it's an incredible position that we're in. It's a privilege to be in this position. And I think the reality is we still control our own destiny, and that needs to be the focus for us.
Paul has another question in the chat. Speaking of the equalizer, he says, can you speak to the Rose Lavelle goal? I think Janine called it world class.
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic finish. She gets there's nothing more to it than other than yeah, it's a world-class finish.
Any other questions for Bev?
Yeah, I'll hop in and ask one last one, Beth, because I asked Sarah something similar. Is there an advantage to having Gotham next week having to play North Carolina and them having to play for something too? Does that help you out? I know you want to take care of business on your own, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice to have them kind of to have something
Yeah,
to play
yeah.
for as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. It's nice that there's different drives for it, for sure. And obviously, I think they're a very quality side. So again, I still feel like we're in control of our destiny right now, and I still think that's a good position to be in. But yeah, absolutely, it's always nice when there's two drives on each end.